Today, I have a little bit of news to share with you. Hi, I'm Jessica Valant, a physical therapist and Pilates teacher, and I want to bring science-based knowledge, empathy, courage, support, love, and hopefully some fun to the journeys we have with our bodies. There is hope and strength in your body, and my goal is to help you find it. So honestly, I don't really know exactly how to start this episode, and I thought about not recording it at all. And then I realized that I talk to so many of you in real time. I am filming workouts in real time and putting them on YouTube. I am with all of you amazing Unlimited members in real time in the Facebook group and doing our challenges that are coming up, especially the one coming up here in January. I am on Instagram in real time. So to record a bunch of podcasts and not talk about this, and then suddenly 2 months later say, oh, by the way, that didn't seem quite right to me. It didn't feel like how I would do things. So I need to come on and tell you this. And at the same time, I don't really want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it. So this might be a 5-minute podcast. It might be a 15-minute podcast. I don't know. But 2 weeks ago today, yeah, maybe I've lost time. 2 weeks ago today, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I'm just here to tell you that, and I'll tell you a little bit about what's happening. I can't give you a lot of, this is not going to be an educational podcast. Typically, I'll research things a lot. I'm going to come back and tell you things about what I've been through and some lessons and takeaways. I don't have that because I am in the midst of this. I am treading water. Not even treading water. I am the waves are pounding and I'm trying to figure out what's happening and all this information's coming in. So I can't, I don't have the benefit of hindsight at all or experience yet to tell you, to make this educational. I definitely hope to do that. I am not afraid to share my story later on. I will use this always as a platform as I can to empower and help others. And that includes the stories that I have and what I have been through. So I intend to do that once I can share that. Right now, I'm just going to tell you what I am going through. So to back up, in mid-November, I had my annual mammogram. I'm 46 years old now, and I've been getting mammograms since I guess I was 40 probably. And I have a history of one abnormal mammogram. 4 years ago, they did a biopsy and it came back normal, just saying I have dense breast tissue. But lots and lots of people have that. So I knew that was there. And then mid-November of this year, which by the way, I'm recording this in December, mid-November of 2023, I had my annual mammogram. I got a call 4 or 5 days later that it was abnormal. Dense breast tissue, something they want to take a closer look at. I went in, I think, the next day or 2 days later for more imaging. That's what they'll do if you get an abnormal mammogram. They bring you back in for more imaging. And on that day, it's read in real time. The radiologist is there and they will read it. So I had it done. I won't get into how I had to wait over an hour. They were so backed up. I had to wait over an hour. Had it done, then had to sit there. I was the only one left in the office at that point. Had to sit there and wait for the radiologist. She put me in a room and said, I want to talk to you about this. And I knew, okay, this can't be great. She said, I see what I saw 4 years ago, but it's grown. It's gotten bigger. And I don't know why it would have, because last year's mammogram was still the same. That was still there, but it was the same. Now it's gotten bigger. I don't know why. I think it's probably still just negative, but I would be remiss if I don't tell you we need to do a biopsy. So I said, okay, let's do a biopsy. We were leaving for Hawaii the next day. So I said, I won't be able to do it for 2 weeks. She said, no big deal at all. We'll do it in 2 weeks. I did it. I had it scheduled the day after we got home from Hawaii. So if you watch my gratitude Pilates workout that I filmed in Hawaii for Thanksgiving 2023, I talk about waiting, being anxious and waiting for tests and results. And that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the biopsy. So I tried not to worry about it where I was there. I mean, that's easier said than done. But I was having some anxiety just in general about things anyway. So I just lumped it in with that. And, we just were like, this happened 4 years ago. It was just going to be that again. So I went back, had the biopsy at the very end, last day of November. And I don't know if you've ever had a breast biopsy. I will tell you, they are not fun at all. And I knew this because I'd had one before. They are tough. So I had it done, and I wouldn't stop bleeding. So I had to stay in the office for over an hour as they tried to get the bleeding to stop. They had to wrap me in this ACE bandage. I mean, it was gnarly. I was so bruised. It is weeks later now, and I'm still black and blue. So I was so bruised. Please do not let this make you afraid of getting one if you need one, okay? They are life-saving. And also, they are tough. So I had the biopsy on a Thursday, early Thursday morning. I was told I'd get the results in 48 hours. Well, I didn't. I was calling everyone, trying to leave messages saying, can someone just tell me, and my husband's like, I am sure it's fine. I totally understand. I'm worried too, but it was fine 4 years ago. It's going to be fine. I'm like, yeah, I know. I believe that too. It's going to be fine. So I ended up on a hike this day, like 4 or 5 days after the biopsy. I went on a hike. It was a beautiful day. I was on one of my trail runs. I got to the very top because there's a top to this mountain. It's like a plateau. I was just getting to the top when I got a call. And I knew it was them. I could tell from the number. So I answered, and she said, hey, this is Jessica. Yeah. Hey, do you have a minute to talk? And right then I knew as soon as she said that. So I said, yeah, I can talk. And I sat down I said, let me sit down. I sat down on a rock, and she said, we found cancer. The biopsy is positive. It is what's called stage 0 DCIS. She said it is stage 0. Like, realize that if you're going to have breast cancer, this is the type you want to have. And so she proceeded to tell me everything right there at the top of the mountain. And I held it together. I was shaking a little bit when I got off, and then I called my husband right away and cried, and we were both in so much shock, and I had to he's like, are you safe coming down? I'm like, yeah, I'm safe. I'll get down. And that was that. So I was diagnosed 2 weeks ago. Yep, 2 weeks ago today, I was diagnosed. And so I'm in the midst of a lot of testing and a lot of doctor's appointments. I've had a bunch. I have a bunch more. And as of right now, what I can tell you is I need a bilateral mastectomy and breast reconstruction. So that is what I know for sure. I don't know other things yet. I don't know what other treatment will be like. I meet with an oncologist to know more about that. And there's more testing and blood work that needs to be done before we know that full plan. But just so you know what that means, breast cancer apparently, and again, these are just the things I have learned, okay, in 2 weeks of having an out-of-body experience and being in a fog right now. My own research, but definitely talking to the doctors too. Breast cancer is one of the few cancers that there is a stage 0. So there actually is a stage 0, and it is cancer, but it's called DCIS, which is ductal carcinoma in situ. It means it's in the duct still. It has not become invasive. Once you have stage 1 and beyond of breast cancer, that's invasive ductal carcinoma, with other things possibly included with that, but it means it has spread outside of the duct. Mine has not, okay, and that's why I am extremely lucky, and this is treatable. Mine happens to be very large. It's a very large tumor. So typically with DCIS, like as I said, it is cancer. So it needs to be removed. And that is where people typically will do a lumpectomy, or possibly a lumpectomy with radiation and medication afterwards, or a mastectomy. Again, possibly with radiation, possibly with medication after, but it really depends. It's case by case, and I don't know my case yet and what that will look like. But because of the size of the tumor, I can't do a lumpectomy. So I found out last week that I need a bilateral mastectomy, and I will choose to do reconstruction at the same time, if that's possible. Again, as I've mentioned, I'm in the middle of this, but that is what I know so far. And that is about all I know. I know that it will happen fast. This typically will happen, all of these things, within like 8 weeks of diagnosis, sometimes sooner, depending on things. I already know we've had to push my surgery date back. It was going to be 4 weeks from diagnosis, but we've had to push it back because of surgical things and insurance things and all the things that can happen. So I still don't know my surgery date. I just know it'll be sometime in the next 6 weeks, I think. And yeah, I'm wrapping my head around all of that. And that's where I am. And I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry. I really am telling you this in real time because I want you to know. Not just because I'm an open book, because I will be honest, sometimes I'm not. There are things that happen within, my family. There are things that happen that are other people's stories that are not mine to tell. I do believe absolutely that you keep some things close to you that need to be protected. But when it comes to, my body, and what I am going through health-wise, I tend to be an open book simply because I do, I don't know why. I process it maybe when talking to you guys about it. I can process it and think through it, but also it's the platform I have and I want to help anyone else out there going through it. I don't have much to offer to help right now. I can tell you that, but I do know, like I show you videos. You guys are going to know something's happening at some point. For 6 weeks, I'm not going to be able to film anything probably at all. So I'm batching a lot right now. So you're going to know that. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing after surgery. I will record some videos about that on how I'm doing after surgery. So you will know. But I don't know what that looks like. I don't know when all of that will happen. I don't know when I'll be able to share everything or what's going on. But I definitely wanted you to know now that that's where I am. It's not anything I ever expected. I didn't expect this. And maybe nobody ever does, but I don't have it in my family history at all. I will have genetic testing to see if I have the gene. That's protocol when someone's diagnosed before menopause. That's pretty standard that they'll do that. So I'll have that done and that'll help our treatment plan more. But that is where I am right now. And then right then I was just interrupted in the best possible way by our 6-year-old who just got done with his shower. And so life continues. I'm filming. I filmed 4 videos today. We have this amazing challenge coming up in January. Our kids are home for Christmas break. So life continues. So it's a combination of playing with them and working and also trying to wrap my head around this and then also setting up what kind of help we need and having my husband at appointments if we can and just all the things. So, yeah. There you go. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out. Those of you who have walked this path before me, who are sharing your own stories. I can't tell you how much I cherish those. That has been very uplifting and empowering for me, just to hear your experience when you've been through it before, this thing, or family members who've been through it. That's been really helpful. Thank you. And for those of you asking how you can support me right now or how you can support our family or this business, honestly, just being here, listening to this podcast, getting on YouTube, watching the videos, liking, subscribing, joining Unlimited, continuing there, that supports us and helps us so much. And I am so grateful. And just passing this on to anyone who might need it, we are all kind of in this thing called life together, and sometimes it can feel really, really lonely, and sometimes it can feel really, really sad, and sometimes it can feel really, really hard and unfair, and at the same time, it can feel beautiful. It can, and those things can all coexist. And I wish I wasn't getting more life lessons like this right now, to be honest. I would love a little break, but that is not how it works either. So once I learn more, I will definitely pass it on to you. But thank you for being here. And like I said, life does go on, and this is our business. This is absolutely what I do for work, and this will continue. Yes, I will absolutely rest when I can, when I need to. But right now, this keeps my mind busy. This keeps my body busy. This keeps me going. So I'm happy to be here. So we are still doing the 4-week Back to Basics Challenge. It starts January 7th, 2024. We will still be there. You can sign up. And I feel like the theme is perfect because I am definitely going to be reminded in the next few months how important those basics are. And I am already thankful that I have those basics in my practice and in my body, because that is holding me together right now. That is, and I know the stronger I am going to surgery, the better the outcome. So I'm going to keep going with those basics. So if you want to move with me and all the Unlimited members in January, I'd love to have you there. I'll have the link below to sign up. That's January 7th, 2024. We start. So yes, we'll still be holding that, and things will continue as they do. Life moves on. Even when those curveballs come in really, really, really strong. This is a big one. This is a big curveball. It definitely is. And thank you for being here. Thanks for being here with my curveballs. Thanks for taking the time to listen. And I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me today on Meet Your Body. If you have a moment, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast, as it helps us tremendously. For more resources and workouts, you can visit my website, jessicavalantpilates.com, or find me on YouTube or Instagram at Jessica Valant Pilates.